Good afternoon. Before we begin our ceremony, let me just make a couple of incidental remarks. One, for the parents, family members, and audience, there is an opportunity to purchase photographs from a professional photography service. So if you're concerned about getting a close-up picture of your graduate, this is not to push this man or his organization, but you can buy pictures if you'd like. Secondly, as I mentioned to the about-to-be graduates, this is a very important and we know memorable occasion, one of the big ceremonies of life, and I would only remind you that proper decorum is certainly to be observed. The class of '94 has individually come to me and given me their absolute assurance that today's ceremony will not be marred by any beach ball or any other thrown object. And I expect the same from the parents. Our first speaker for today is someone that I have come to respect, and I know you have as well. Known to many of you as an educated and responsible young man, known to many of you as someone who has succeeded both in the classroom and right here where we're standing at the moment. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Sean Patrick Fury III, the president of the senior class.
On behalf of the class of 1994, I wish to extend a warm welcome to our family, friends, as well as to the faculty and members of the school committee. We gather here today to celebrate our Winchester High School graduation. While these past 4 years have had a significant impact on all of us in the class of 1994, we've seen the world outside Winchester change even more dramatically. As we started school back in the fall of 1990, the Communist Party was breaking up, and there were sweeping changes in Eastern Europe following the destruction of the Berlin Wall. The year of 1991 was a year of promise, as the Persian Gulf War began and ended in a matter of months. In our senior year, the world watched as the apartheid was at long last eliminated, and a free election was held in South Africa. These changes and revolutions that have occurred in other countries have answered many people's prayers, hopes, and dreams. I keep a short poem by the poet Langston Hughes at my desk and reflect on it often, and it seems appropriate here. Hold fast the dreams, for if dreams die, life is like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast the dreams, for if dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Like all those people before us who never let their dreams of freedom and democracy die, we too must have a goal and a dream that we are striving for. Entering the high school as freshmen, we all had dreams of achieving in many different areas. Whether it was in academics, sports, music, drama, or in student government, we all wanted to do well and achieve our goals. With the help of friends, family, and faculty, we have strived to reach our fullest potential. We've had many memorable experiences, as well as successful class functions, events, and fundraisers. Some of us had the pleasure of tutoring children in Roxbury, or had the learning experience of building a coffee table out of wood. Many of us had a chance to perform on stage, singing in the chorus, or playing in the various bands, the jazz band, stage band, and marching band. A few of us, including Dr. Ritchie, had the chance to sing at the senior prom with the live band Angry Salad. Others were involved in class activities like car washes and our Toys for Tots charity. Many of us belonged to one or more of the foreign language clubs, the math team, Curtin and Q, multicultural issues group, creative writing club, and some even wrote articles for the Red and Black. We took part in the field trips to the Museum of Science and the Museum of Fine Arts, and even took longer trips abroad to England, Spain, France, Italy, and even Germany. Each year we worked hard to come to a better understanding of each other with the help of the annual focus days in which we all took part. Outside the classroom, on the athletic fields, and in the gymnasium, we experienced success and teamwork. This spring, we witnessed a dream come true as the first girls varsity lacrosse team stepped on the field. The past 4 years have also brought many sad stories in the world. In 1990, Mikhail Gorbachev's rule ended with a Soviet leader humiliated in front of his entire country and thrown out of office, while the multinational superpower he had fought to preserve was destroyed. In the sports world, dreams were shattered and careers came to an abrupt end. Magic Johnson announced that he had tested positive for HIV. After retiring from the sport of basketball, his goals for the rest of his life had changed drastically. Another story that brought tears to thousands of people's eyes last year was the tragic loss of Boston Celtic captain Reggie Lewis. Dreams don't always work out. We too have suffered through tough times together and have learned to be open-minded when dealing with each other. Whether struggling through the death of a friend or relative, receiving a rejection from a college, or even a bad grade, we've all dealt with failure. How do we deal with it? Well, first, it helps to realize that life is meant to be full of ups and downs, and that the failures only make the successes sweeter. Secondly, we need to make new goals and new dreams and set about to achieve them. Now, as we're leaving Winchester High School, we have mixed feelings. We will miss our good friends, and we don't know what the future holds for us. Some of us will travel on a straight path towards the future. Others will zigzag down a winding road filled with interruptions, surprises, disappointments, and successes. We will be in new surroundings, at a university or in the working world, and meet new people and make new friends. The world is waiting for us to dream our new dreams. They'll help to make this world a better place to live. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sean, for those excellent remarks. Our next speaker is another Sean, the president of the Winchester High School Student Union, Mr. Sean Vernalia. Sean? You don't have to run.
Desk. Friends, family, guests, Dr. Ritchie, Mr. Superintendent, and of course the wonderful Winchester High School graduating class of 1994. Welcome to the graduation commencement of the class of Winchester High School's class of 94. Today is a day filled with joy, filled with a sense of great accomplishment, and a day on which we reflect not only upon the past 12 years of school, but also upon the past 18 years of our lives. Today, although it may seem like unfamiliar territory, is not the first time that we have stood together in a commencement. If we think back to a sunny September day, almost 13 years ago, the first day of kindergarten, whether it was outside of Mrs. Atwood's, Mrs. Martell's, Mrs. Accardo's, or Mrs. Galata's classroom, we stood together, terrified, with a lunchbox in one hand and a parent's hand in the other. Since that day, only a couple things have changed. We all have grown a bit, and of course, we left our lunchboxes at home. And of course, our parents are watching us from the stands and not forcing us to the school doors in any way. And anyway, today in June 1994, and that September day in 1981, are 2 days that mark a beginning, a start Today is in no way the end. It simply marks a completion of 12 years of preparation. So we move on like we have done before. Today I feel honored to be able to speak to such a class. I look out at 194 individuals, each who have accomplished so much, whether it be academic accomplishments, an athletic accomplishment, showing great leadership abilities, showing great musical abilities, becoming an entrepreneur at a young age, as some of you have, and there are many other countless accomplishments. One can only conclude that the future of the Winchester High School graduating class of 1994 is going to be a bright one indeed. Surely great feats and great accomplishments lie ahead. I'd like to read two excerpts from a very well-known graduation speech that hints towards things to come in our lives. It was written by none other than Dr. Seuss. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets. Look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the heckin' cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And you will succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Boxham or Bixby or Bray, or Mordecai Alley Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. I can guarantee that there is no mountain big enough to stop a graduate from Winchester High School's class of '94 from moving it. Robert Kennedy once said, some men see things as they are and say why. I dream of things that aren't and say why not. As we go on to move mountains, we will be doubted. We will be opposed. There will always be enormous obstacles to overcome. But we can never be afraid to dream, and we must always follow our dreams no matter the cost. These ideas I have learned from Winchester High School. And today I can say it loudly, and I can say it clearly. I am very proud to be a 1994 graduate of Winchester High School. Thank you.
Sean, I think you left your sunglasses up here. Tell Sean he left his sunglasses up here. I'll give them to you later. Our next speaker is the chairman of the scholarship committee of the Winchester Scholarship Foundation, which provides resources for our students, many of our students who are going on to higher education. It's a great privilege to introduce Mr. Raymond P. Boulanger. Ray?
I'll put my glasses in my pocket here. Graduates, parents, relatives, and friends, on behalf of the Winchester Scholarship Foundation, I would like to extend our congratulations to the class of 1994. Since the foundation's inception nearly 50 years ago, the Winchester Scholarship Foundation has awarded nearly $1.5 million to hundreds of Winchester students to help further their education. This year, we are pleased to be able to award grants to 18 graduates of the class of 1994. This has been possible due to the support and generosity of Winchester residents, businesses, and civic organizations who believe that there is no better investment than supporting the continuing education of our children. I would like to thank the members of the Scholarship Committee, Andy Hall, Jim Glick, and Sarah Thayer, for their hard work. I would also like to thank Guidance Department Head Tony DiBiase, and Principal John Ritchie for their invaluable assistance. Finally, I would like to extend a special thank you to all in Winchester who have generously supported the Scholarship Foundation over the years. Our best wishes to the class of 1994. Keep your enthusiasm, your goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. Our next speaker is the chairman of the Winchester School Committee, a friend of students everywhere, Mr. James Evans. Jim?
Good afternoon. I was asked to be brief, and I will try to be. Dr. Jerome Wiesner was the president of MIT, and he spoke at quite a few of these kinds of events. And he was once approached by a young man who said, "Dr. Wiesner, you said something at my graduation that I've remembered and I've lived with as words to live by for my entire life, and I want to thank you very much for it." Dr. Wiesner said, "Why, thank you very much," and the young man walked away. And Dr. Wiesner, he started thinking about this, and he said, "Well, which one of those talks and which one of those words that I gave at those commencement addresses was it that stirred this young man?" And he finally couldn't stand it anymore, so he went over and he said, "Excuse me, I'd like to know, what was it that I said that made such an impression?" He said, "Oh, we were getting ready in the back of the hall before the start of the commencement. You yelled at me across the room. You said, 'Hey, you, keep a move on.'" Now, you see, they don't get it yet. See, I have no great belief that there's not likely to be anything said here today that will be words that you will live with by the rest of your life, but I think if there were, "Hey, you, keep a move on," is a really good set of words. It's a real changing world out there. I want to thank each and every one of you because I had the delightful honor to sign each of your diplomas, and that was going to be a real high point of my year, having the opportunity to sign all those. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Next, a man who is also a friend of students everywhere and a friend of mine and a great speaker in his own right, Mr. Robert Fitzgerald, Superintendent of Schools in Winchester. Bob?
Members of the graduating class of 1994, parents and friends of the graduating class of 1994. It's my pleasure today to represent the staff of the Winchester Public Schools, both past and present, and bring greetings and congratulations from them. This is a very important day for all of us. We're proud of the accomplishments of the members of the graduating class. We've watched them grow physically and intellectually. We've witnessed their academic and athletic achievements, the development of their musical and artistic talents, and the awakening of their social conscience. Their success in large measure is a result of their own motivation, but it is also in large measure a result of the support that you, the parents and friends and relatives, have given to them. Without that support, their achievements would not have been as great. On behalf of those who have worked directly with most of these young people over the past 13 years, I thank you. I thank you not only for the support you've given your own child, but the support that you've given to the Winchester Public Schools. For some of you, this is your first graduating senior. For others, it may be one of many, and for others, it may be the last. For me, it's the 37th. Whatever the number, it's a special graduation, because for you, it's a special child, and for us, it's a special class. To the members of the class, you've met the requirements for graduation, and you're about to be awarded a diploma representing your successful completion of your public education in Winchester. As you come forward to get your diploma, I hope you'll take just a moment to think of one or two of the Winchester staff members who were particularly helpful to you. Maybe it was Marino or McConaughey, Donahue or D'Addario, Bokeel or Booley or Berman, or maybe it was Corcoran or Allen or Tranchita, or Pryor or Hastings or Richie or Tiffany. It would take more time than I have to list all of those who've worked with you over the years, but for all of them, I wish you all the very best. Today is the first day in the rest of your life. I hope you have a long and fruitful life. Congratulations to you all and best wishes.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald. I have a couple of remarks that I'd like to make. I've mentioned to the people sitting with me that I'm going to try to keep it under an hour, so you should be thankful for that. Before I do that, though, I'd like to ask two members of the class to come forward who are the top two, according to our system of awarding grade point averages. The top two students in the class and two finer individuals are hard to contemplate. Ms. Zareen Poonen and Mr. Joe Corkery, will you please come forward? That was Zareen Poonen and Mr. Joseph Corkery. They will also come forward later to get diplomas. This is a difficult time for me because I always feel that I'm somehow required to give advice at graduation, and advice is not something that I'm very good at giving. I don't think anybody is really, but this is what a principal's supposed to do. So I agonize over this every graduation and think, what humble words could I ever offer to people that they might find some meaning in? And usually end up not sleeping the night before and not sleeping the night after because I figure my advice was so lousy that nobody will pay any attention to it anyway. But it did occur to me last week. I had one of these fortuitous moments when something came to me. It was an afternoon, and I was watching one of my colleagues deal with a student, not a member of the class of '94, I might add. Somebody who's had his share of difficulties and is struggling with some issues and in a little bit of deep water sometimes. And this colleague of mine spent probably an hour with this young man, really talking to him, really saying, I'm here to help you, I'm here to support you, giving him a lot of advice, giving him a lot of suggestions, not breaking rules, but trying to make for a situation in which this guy could succeed. And I sort of overheard this conversation, and then it ended, and the kid got up and walked out. And I said to this fellow, geez, you'd think he'd say thanks. And my colleague said, well, if he knew how to say thanks, he probably wouldn't be in the jam that he's in anyway. That was one thing that happened. And then the next day, I had an appointment in my book with some parents, which is always a source of mild panic for me. I didn't know why they were coming, but at 9 o'clock, this couple was scheduled to come talk to me. And they came in and they sat down, and I said, okay, what's wrong? Or what can I do to make things better? Or the things a principal says when talking to parents. And they said, oh, nothing, we just wanted to come in and say thanks. You've got a great school, you've done a good job, we just really appreciate it. And a lump came to my throat, as it does under such circumstances, and I looked at him thinking, now they're going to say, but... And there was a sort of awkward pause, and I said, well, thank you very much. Is there anything else? They said, no, we just wanted to say thanks. And they got up and left. Well, I had a little conversation with my family about this incident. We got into actually more than a little conversation, a really interesting discussion. The upshot of which is, I think that we probably would all do extremely well in this world if we followed only two pieces of advice. One is the one that Mr. Evans gave, which is to keep a move on. And the second is to remember to say thanks. It's an easy thing to do, and it's something we rarely do. It's best when it's not forced. It's best when it's genuine, and I think it's best when it's simple and direct. So if I had to leave you with anything, it's remember to say thanks to people. You've got a bunch of folks sitting here that you could probably thank later today, and do it in a way that means something. And that's my advice. Now, I couldn't resist. I'll put on Sean's sunglasses for this. I feel like Sean. Maybe I better take them off. No. I couldn't resist a little rhythmic tribute to the class, which I title Thanks. It's a little piece called Thanks. It's not long. It's less than an hour. Such a special gift from the class of '94. Tables on the rooftop and piled up on the floor. Bricks rearranged. They're spelling out your class. Seniors on the night shift. Spray paint on the glass. Seems to be the season for some adolescent pranks. Your old and tired principal can only say, thanks. But I really do thank you for the way you've been cool, and I really do thank you for obeying most rules. And I really am glad that you managed to pass, though a few of you required a swift kick in the shins. So now, as you walk through one of life's great doors, we wish all the best to the class of '94. And 10 years from now, when I see you on the street, I'll think back to '94 when we all kept the beat. When it's so hard to find my way, now that I'm on my own. Saw you just the other day. My, how you have grown. When I cast my memory back there, sometimes I'm overcome, thinking about graduating in the sunshine inside the stadium with you, the class of '94. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now, you have fulfilled all the requirements of the Winchester public school system in the state of Massachusetts, and therefore, by the powers conferred upon me by the Commonwealth and by the Winchester School Committee, I pronounce you graduates of Winchester High School and will ask you to come forward individually to receive your diplomas.
Michael Abatsis. Amy Sarah Albert. Andrew N. Aldrich. Margaret Brooke Allen. Mark E. Andresi. Matthew John Andrus. Penyota Paula Angelakis. Christine Marie Arian. Baharak Asasada. Jessica Sophia Afero. Amy Lee Lynn Badiali. Esme Odell Baker. Melanie Marie Ballesteri. Susan Alexandra Bankson. Demetra Jean Barlis. Andrew Richmond Barrett. Barbara Barron. Joseph Albert Bartolucci. Marie Elizabeth Beauchamp. Gary A. Benos. Melissa Kristen Benoit. Anna Swift Betcher. Benjamin Scott Bloodwell. Margaret S. Betcher. Teresa Bafo. Kara Nicole Bonacera. Sarah Yates Bunnell. Monique Catherine Bedreau. Julie Ann Boutwell. M. Tucker Bradford. Gabrielle Stephen Brandt. Andrew Nicholas Brown. William Bush. Darren Donahue Byrne. Elizabeth Marie Byrne. Susanna Ferna Cabral. Leanne Emily Cassie. Jacqueline Marie Carr. Ashley Jane Kerrigan. Gregory James Carroll. Teresa Nora Chella. Felix Yon Cheng. Eric Richard Clemente. Benjamin Woodman Coonley. Joseph James Corkery. Sean Michael James Crowley. Carla Alexandra Cunha. Maria Dakabu. Jenna Ann DeSimone. Matthew Timothy Desmond. Vivek A. Dingra. Carla Ann DiCarlo. Scott Hamilton Dieter. Leah Elizabeth DeFranco. Janine DeFranzo. Brett Joseph DeMarzo. Neil Edmund Dixon. Julie Ann Doucette. Matthew Albert Ducharme. Kevin Michael Eppig. Lauren Joan Esposito. Gerard Chase Fidalgo. David A. Fiorentino. Brian W. Fisher. Gaetano Federa. Simone Ling Francini. Kristen Gray Freeman. John Patrick Fury. Amy Joy Galatis. David James Galuzzo. Jimmy Gamal Garris. Nicholas Adams Gatto. Say your last name? John B. Giacalone Jr. Jeremy A. Gilbert. Catherine Ann Gilliam. Jill Alyssa Grano. William Marnell Green. Mark P. Gray. David Gregory Griffin. Carla Ann Garino. Rebecca Ann Gulati. Andrew Forbes Hall. Catherine Elizabeth Hamilton. Joseph Frederick Hartford. Richard Murray Held. Kerry Ann Hennessy. Ryan Denny Hertel. Matthew B. Holmes. Amy Lee Hoagland. Jonathan David Howard. Christine Aitin Wang. Lauren Beth Interes. Moon Jabray. Last name? Joshua Paul Johnian. Brian Richard Johnson. Kristen Ayers Johnson. Christian Mateus Caldavai. David Patrick Keene. Brian Joseph William Keefe. Michael George Kett. Emily Susanna Kilker. Bridget A. Killian. Marique J. Kazabal. Sorry. Catherine A. Crumey. Courtney Ann Lacey. Alexander LaCroix. Heather Marie Lanigan. Jamie William Lonzo. Ho Min Lee. Atia B. Legault. Sylvia Egel Lapore. Denise Marie Lindmark. Allison Tracy Levada. Jessica Bree Levada. Jennifer Ann Lynch. Timothy Prescott Lynch. John Lawrence McGee. Patrick William Marr. Timothy Patrick Malcolm. Nicole Ann Maloof. Rachika Mandian. Peter Coleman Manning. Samantha Wolf Margles. Heather Allison Markham. Colleen F. Matthews. Alexis R. Matza. Terrence Christopher McAdoo. Meredith Whittier McCarter. Dean William McClern. Emily Jane McDowell. Jason Lee McFarland. Lauren Elise McKinley. Brendan Francis McWilliams. Brian S. Meyer. David D. Middleton. Todd I. Miles. Peter J. Moisen. S.K.T. Morey. Mark Joseph Morrison. Akeem Jamal Mosley. Andrea Maria Mulvaney. Daniel Thomas Murphy. Kathleen Elizabeth Murphy. Caitlin Ann Nealon. Jeremy W. Nevins. Bin Nguyen. Kate Jean Nolan. Thomas Michael Novak. Amy Christine Oakes. Rolando Francisco Ayola. Leslie Jean Parks. Gary Thomas Padula. Andrew George Perenick. Adam Michael Petrie. Zorine Anjuli Poonen. Andrew David Pywell. Erica Colleen Quigley. Christina Ann Rasick. Patrick Doherty Quill. Yes. Srijan Ranjakar. Andrew B. Ratner. Brendan James Reardon. Caroline Jane Regan. Philip Ruland. Mark J. Richter. Kristen Marie Robot. Erin Deborah Rogers. Mark Anthony Rossi. Benjamin Alexander Rotolo. Jeffrey Scott Rotundi. Allison Helen Sacco. Lon Jason Setnick. Maya Shinohara. Benjamin Paul Simeone. Denise Marie Slater. Kelly B. Smith. Laura Ann Snyder. Jessica Lee Swainbank. David Graham Swallow. Anastasia Toslis. Josephine C. Toyer. Alan Toussaint. Christopher R. Turco. Catherine M. Umscheid. Joseph Richard Vicari. Sean Robertson Vernelia. Vita? Yep. Philip John Vita. Nicholas David Vitale. Marta Jean von Rosenvig. Alec P. Ward. Andrea J. Witt. Lauren Elizabeth Wolfson.
That's a nice way to say congratulations. There was a tiny little lapse in our well-oiled machine there, and somebody has the wrong diploma, and I have Baharex here. And Pat Quill, where are you? We'll do a separate picture for you. Patrick Quill, congratulations. Thank you for your understanding. I now pronounce you graduates of Winchester High School. Good luck, Godspeed. Thank you very much. Thank you. Remember to return your caps and gowns up above. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. Where's Baharex?